Coachella is in full swing, and a family of a very popular influencer demands justice after her mysterious death on vacation in Africa. As well as the south side of Chicago is getting its first Black-owned Chick-fil-A. All of this and more in today's episode of IFC News.
Weatherman with that money, I make it rain on 'em. Weatherman with that paper, I make it rain on 'em.
I'm Najee Rain.
I'm Shamika Sanders.
And I'm Jim Jones, your weatherman. How are we feeling? Welcome to IFC News. It's been a hell of a weekend. How y'all doing, ladies?
Good
Sounds pretty
vibes,
good.
better energy.
How was the parties? Was y'all outside? Was you inside?
I was at Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese?
I went to Philly yesterday.
Chuck E. Cheese is half outside.
Yeah, he definitely was outside if he was at
Philly is definitely outside.
That's outside.
I got some newspapers. I like to see what's going on around the world before we start talking
What we got?
about
What
the
we
world.
got
So
today?
Daily News, it
These
says
headlines saying, Jim.
from Bronx legend to Lucifer. Ma's death led to mental health issues for rapper who slashed commuters with machete, called himself the devil. I believe police have unalived this man.
Yes.
Mental health issues need to be definitely addressed a lot more inside of the urban city communities because there's a lot that happens, man. New York Post, the Hermes straitjacket. Trump's blockade on Iran begins today. Well, here we go. See what the Wall Street Journal has to say. It says, the U.S. threat to block the strait sets up clash. Nuclear programs puts peace talks at risk. Hungarian voters reject or ban after 16-year rule. I don't exactly know what that means. New York Times, after talks flounder, Trump's threatened to blockade strait. Yeah, it looks like that's
Top
the
news.
topic.
News.
USA Today, Iran war continues, reshaping the world, universal connection in a divided America. That's where we at. That's where we at. Somebody won the Masters back-to-back. I believe his name was Rory. Rory wins Masters to become first repeat champion since Tiger in '02. Don't let the money get to you, Tiger had a couple tumbles.
Recently, definitely. We're going to get into some of that news as we keep going. But in heartbreaking news, a Black woman, say her name, was found dead in her hotel room, and her fiance, who was there with her, is alleging that she committed suicide. Listen, we don't believe you. You need more people, allegedly. Influencer Ashley Robinson, aka Ashley Janae's family, is seeking justice after she died during her 31st birthday trip in Zanzibar. The family wrote in a statement that Robinson and her fiance were staying at a luxury villa, and Ashley was found unconscious in her villa and was rushed to a local hospital where her death was confirmed hours later. The family also confirmed that there is an active investigation into the circumstances surrounding the influencer's suspicious passing. It's very suspicious, and we have been seeing, I feel like, a lot more stories of Black women who have been murdered. We don't know for a fact that happened here. Like they said, there's an investigation happening, but we have been seeing a lot more cases of Black women being murdered in domestic incidences, if that's a white partner, a Black partner. It's really heartbreaking, and it just doesn't make sense. It's just not adding up. The math is not mathing.
Feels kind of sketchy. Has the fiance made a statement or anything as yet?
He is technically not a suspect yet, and he hasn't really made a statement, but the family's calling bullshit, as they should, because a very beautiful, lively, great-spirited woman who was living this life that appeared really great on social media, suddenly she takes her life in Africa. And as a Black woman, I just can't imagine someone who is very close to our family. Like we know how hard it would be to get our body back. Like I just don't see her going all the way over there during her birthday weekend to commit
was a white
suicide.
Man also, right?
Yes.
Not to say that has anything to do with the situation.
Well.
I'm just pointing out some variables. But my condolences go out to her family. I know this has to be heartbreaking. Just to find out news after such a great event happened, from her getting engaged, proposed to, and then turns to a tragedy. I can only imagine how I would be going crazy. But we definitely need some more answers, because it does seem a little bit sketchy from where things started to how things ended. Hopefully we get some answers. Hopefully her family get some answers that get them some resolve inside of that household. So, you know.
Yeah, and let's keep talking about it
Yeah,
because
for sure.
people are talking about media outlets are not giving it the attention, mainstream media outlets are not giving it the attention it deserves. So
why.
keep talking about it, say her name, and let's make sure we get to some justice with this.
I definitely agree with that. I feel like as long as we make sure we stay in touch with the story, like I'm looking forward to finding out new details.
Yeah.
Because we need new details to make out that proper assumption of what's actually going on. But speaking of what's going on, this weekend stars hit the Indio Valley for Coachella's Weekend 1. Justin Bieber, Sexy Red, Natalie Nunn, and more took the stage for one of music's biggest weekends. Jennifer Lopez joined David Guetta on stage, while Tems and Wizkid joined Justin Bieber. The festival continues this upcoming weekend, and who knows who will come out to surprise fans.
Oh, Coachella.
You ever been to Coachella?
I have not yet. I've never been to Coachella yet.
Me neither.
Not yet.
I
Not yet.
I haven't gone to, I mean, I've been invited to come to a few Coachellas, but I haven't made it there yet. I heard this an incredible experience. Not even just about the shows, about just the whole, you know,
That's
The whole vibe. It just seems like a fun music festival.
I've been watching on TikTok. Okay, so y'all, Coachella is like, it's a lot. It's a lot going on right now with Coachella.
elite.
So, yes.
It's like tours, and there's music festivals, and then there's Coachella.
Yeah, and then it's like the influencer experience. So there's a lot. If you guys are on TikTok the way I am, Coachella has a side of it where it's kind of like the rich side and the poor side. A lot of brands hire a lot of influencers to take out there and give them this like luxurious experience. And then you have the other side of Coachella. People are out there camping. I actually was watching and was like, this might be fun with like a bunch of girls or like your gang.
I
Like
think
going
both
out there
sides
like,
could be fun if you do it with the right people.
yeah, but there's a lot of controversy going on because a lot of black influencers have been uninvited. So like they got invites to go with brands and then they got the invitation taken away. And then there are a lot of people saying that there aren't a lot of black influencers there, period. So if you're at Coachella or your brand's watching this, make sure that you are not leaving out black influencers when y'all are.
I don't think Coachella was the blackest thing from the beginning. I believe that we broke the barrier by being so popular in pop music and hip hop music that they had to allow us.
Oh yeah,
on
like
that
we weren't
stage.
the audience.
I mean,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
as far as the people that come to attend, I don't think it was a culture thing from the beginning.
Well, listen, Beyonce broke that down. When Beyonce went
Yeah,
there
when
and
she
had
did it.
Beachella, and that was an iconic and historical
Did you
performance.
hear what you said?
What, Beachella?
Beyonce.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm saying.
Like a human person, like she don't like she's just B, like you know what I mean,
She
like
can
that's
do
a different
anything.
circumstance.
Yeah, Beyonce. Well, no, I'm saying, well, when she went, it's different now. B went is different now. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's not the
B
regular
one is
festival.
different now. You gotta tighten up.
Exactly.
Very
So,
much so. It's a different standard.
black people, we
Touches
like
it?
that music. They got
Yeah.
Young Thug performing. Young Thug hit the stage.
Nah, it was lit. It was lit. It was lit. No, the culture tears anything up. I'm just saying, like, the criteria of the whole event, I don't think was necessarily
Yeah.
for us as a rock
Yeah.
and roll hippie-ish type of
I mean, festivals
event that
are
been
kind of
going on
hippie-ish,
for years and years, and then
Yeah.
you know, we so fly that we just
Yeah.
dominate anything that we do.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Well, to your point, because black people, some on TikTok were watching like, this is not for me. Camping in the heat with the bugs is definitely not my thing.
But if you put some Don Julio out there,
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
It looks like
pineapple
it could be a
juice.
time.
Little music.
see, it changed everything.
Reposado,
She
like-
We
woke
got a
up.
cooler, some ice.
Like,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying?
I tried Buzz Bowls for the first time this weekend. Those are, you know.
It's cool.
It's always funny to me
We
when I
love
get
Jim.
paused
We
by
can keep
Jim
going.
because that's iconic for me. So speaking of a time, Chris Brown and Usher have announced a joint R&B tour.
Ka-ching, ka-ching, get your pockets ready.
Okay,
Whoa.
short for Raymond and Brown, which is really clever. I just figured that out. That's really dope. Both artists have had successful tours over the past 2 years and decided to join forces. The R&B legends plan on taking over stadiums this summer, dropping a teaser via social media. They let fans know it's time. Dates for the tour have not yet been released.
I hope they make it through the tour, because some of these married men might kill one of them.
Yo, you're
Excuse-
so
oh.
silly.
I was like,
You're so
what?
silly, like.
They want to run. They want to rant and parade around towns and do these meet and greets with Chris Brown is kissing married women.
You gonna kill Chris Brown instead of
They
checking
want.
your wife?
What's the other guy's
Back
name?
it up.
Usher. He want
Not
to be
what's-
feed. He want to be feeding your wife grapes and cherries and snacks all in front of you. Like, I don't know how far this tour is going to make it. I mean, there's going to be a lot of disgruntled boyfriends.
It's gonna be a good tour. It's gonna be
husbands?
one of the
Yes,
best.
Jim took that real serious. He said
they're going to need extra security. I would advise extra security.
they probably gonna need extra
I would-
security from the
sni-
ladies.
Snipers on the roof.
Oh my
Snipers
God.
on the roof is crazy.
They're going to need a lot.
Well, listen.
I'm just looking forward to them putting on a really good show because they are so talented,
I'm
both of them.
applying for a job as one of the vendors
For-
when they come to New York. So I'll be in the spot on the low in case Chris try to go to one of them concerts. I gotta pop up. Make
I was
sure
about to
everything's
say,
right, you
which,
heard?
He's saying
you
right
know,
now.
Chrissy is not.
I'm stalking. I'm not jacking
You-
no meet and greets, no cherries, no grapes,
So you.
none of this. All right.
That's
I'm just
mad
speaking
funny.
for every man in the world.
No, that you know what? I'm actually glad that was a perspective from a man because they are because people are planning girls trips out to go to this tour. The women who are for it because there is another section that are like, it's a little controversial with both of these men having some histories. So I would be remiss if I did not mention that. But my question is do y'all need money? There's so many tours going on right now. We don't have any money, y'all. And now we got to make it to Chris Brown.
And the price of tickets are outrageous.
That's what
It's
I'm
ridiculous.
saying. Some girls in my
Back
comments
the day,
talking
they
about.
ain't no more $30, $40 tickets in no.
That's what I'm saying. Used to be
venue
able to
or
pay
arena.
like a $80, get a little seat.
To get to the
and an
bleachers.
outfit. And you
And
need
the
an outfit because they're giving out
And when you
themes.
get there, the food and licks is gonna cost you double the ticket. Like it's just like
Well, Jim, you're an artist. How do you feel about that? These tour prices and things like that.
It's terrible how high these tour prices are. I've been going to a lot of tour shows lately with all artists, but just to see, for the average person going to try to see their favorite artist right now, they definitely going to be out about $500 a person if they decide to go to any concert in New York City. So, the admittance is at least $100. Parking is at least $100. Goodies and shit like that is at least $100. You buy a T-shirt, that's $100.
you
So
literally-
about the $400 or $500 range per person if you decide to go out to a concert right now in America. So let's just think about that. And in the time where jobs are scarce, nobody's really making no money.
Yeah.
But I can't really talk too much about that because I am an artist and I do get paid off of touring to make a living.
Okay. Well, I mean, you offered a nice perspective to it, though. At least you guys are aware of this. I'm like, when people are planning these tours, do they be like, oh, I'm about to charge my fans hundreds of dollars? Like,
I
y'all have
don't
a...
set the price. Some artists do. They have the luxury of setting the price, taking money from the pretzels stands and everything. But some artists, it's a business though, like anything else. Chanel shoes don't go down just because you like them. Right?
No, I wish they would. But yeah, so Chris Brown and Usher will be outside this weekend. We're waiting for those dates and those locations to drop, right?
I'm hoping they do us right and give us a little joint project too. Since they
That'd
doing a
be
tour,
crazy.
can we have a joint project? Let's
That'd-
make it some R&B for
that'd-
real.
That'd
Thank
be
you.
crazy. Greatest album ever, that would be.
That'll be yo. We
definitely-
waiting on y'all. Just
It definitely
Bless
would be
us.
high ranking.
bless us. It's 2026. And more news in terms of independence. Fresh off of a $3.9 million defamation lawsuit win against Ohio sheriffs, the rapper Afroman has his eyes set on a new goal. He wants to open his own sovereign nation. In a recent interview, the Because I Got High rapper revealed he purchased 195 acres of land and would like to open his own hood.
Oh.
He said, I want a real country that I control. Like my land is my country. I'm the judge, I'm the president, I'm the army, I'm the police, said the rapper. Afroman revealed one of the first rules would be banning the N-word. No location has been announced for where the acres are located.
First, that last line is
I
such
just feel like
Afroman.
he a little all over the place. I see his, but he's.
I mean, that's a
I need
little
him to bring it
tyrant
together.
of him. He wants to be the police, the president, that's a little
I
scary.
understand
I
where
need
you're
him
getting
to
at. I think he's just rubbing it in their face after
Yeah.
the fact that he's been locked up and was able to overturn all that. Now he's able to sue the state for a lot of money, and I believe he's just trolling at this point.
Yeah, he said, give us all 30 acres and a mule. He said, I got my acres. I'm about to make a sovereign nation.
That's that type.
Okay.
I'm with him.
A woman in Arkansas is facing jail time after allegedly refusing to return a $1,650 an hour payroll mistake. Like, who would? Who would want to return that? Renee Nicole Coleman was arrested months after a judge reportedly found probable cause to charge her with felony theft. Y'all just criminalizing people at this point, okay? Involving more than $5,000, but less than $25,000.
Oh, wow.
Coleman received $19,388 from an alleged payroll error at her former job. And once the company realized the mistake, the CEO reportedly attempted to recover the funds, but Coleman allegedly refused. She spent that money, y'all.
Duh.
Like, what are you trying to recover?
Duh.
After failing to show up for a meeting with authorities, a bench warrant was issued after she was arrested and expected to appear in court in May.
So what? So we already know she spent the money, right? Like she's not trying to give that back. What do y'all feel like is the best solution? Like,
nah, the best in that scenario, instead of her missing that meeting with authorities,
She should've went to
she
court.
should have had a lawyer. See, this is where they trick you at. They would love for her to have come to that meeting by herself.
Yeah.
And scare her, lie to her, all type of stuff. But she opted out over the fear of whatever the consequence may be over that money. When she could have just called a lawyer, gave him a little bit of that money, he would have went in there and got their ass together.
That money
Think
And
she
they
spent it.
They would have figured out a great solution. Trust
Yeah.
me, lawyer. That's what you need lawyers for. Well,
Yeah.
let's see how that works out. Hopefully, it fixes itself, and she doesn't have to spend too much money that she's already have. You know what I
I
mean?
feel like you shouldn't be able to get the money back.
I'm not giving it back.
Unfortunately, too,
I
this
think
is
they
how they
should just
criminalize
part
You
ways.
black
put some
people.
money in
I
my
don't wanna pay no
account, it's
more.
mine.
Yeah, like that's mine,
shouldn't
bro.
have-
Like,
Yeah, I
that's
mean-
your mistake.
It is.
Listen,
Sorry.
I'm gonna be like, damn, God loves me, because I was, you know what?
And you know she probably needed it.
Yeah, let me get to spending right now.
but
Immediately.
But this is
It
like,
has
you
to
know,
be going today, because I don't know.
because when y'all gonna come back
No,
and
but
take it?
tomorrow's gonna be
I
like-
mean, you could think that, or I would be like,
Withdrawals,
damn,
everything,
where am
girl.
I might put this, because
Cash
I
under
don't,
the mattress.
Everything.
Pack it up.
I might save it though, because I'm like, damn, I don't know, like, who's coming to take this back,
Definitely
and they're
booking
gonna come
a trip
for
immediately.
me.
All expenses paid.
Yeah. See, no, so this is what,
she-
I don't know what she did
My
with
bad,
the
my
funds.
bad.
But,
I thought we was gonna do like 50 for
Okay.
that, 50 for whatever.
But to Jim's point, though, him saying about requesting a lawyer, a lot of times, clearly she needed the money, right? Because she spent this money that she didn't know came into her account. And this is how they criminalize black people. And because a lot of times, you know, socio-economical problems, you don't have the money to go get a good lawyer or a lawyer, period, to help defend you in a situation like this. So it's really sad that they made a mistake and now she has to pay for it, you know what I'm saying? And she was afraid to probably go to court, like you said, to, you know, she didn't want to get arrested right then and there. You don't know what's going on.
Don't go to no precinct meeting with no police or nothing if you don't got your lawyer with you. Especially
Yeah.
willingly. That makes no sense. You know what I mean? It's not like you got, but let's get out of
Yeah.
there.
Chicago has announced that all public school ID cards will now double as public library cards to boost student access. Chicago Public Schools and Chicago Public Library announced the expansion of the 81 Club, a program that is named for the city's 81 public libraries. The pilot program was launched in 2022 and looks to remove any barriers to accessing the library system. The initiative is aiming to promote resources for young people facing barriers, including homelessness, foster youth, and undocumented students.
Good thing?
The program also expands educators' access to the system. Since the program's launch, there has been over 60% of an increase in library access for disadvantaged students and over 80% for English language learners. I love to see it.
That's great.
I love to see it.
I would say something, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
Why?
What were you
That's
gonna
what we
say,
here.
Jim?
We here for you to
Congratulations
say
to
something,
Chicago.
Jim.
You know what I mean? I love all my Chicagoans. Spend a lot of time out in Chicago. But yeah, anything for the kids, especially try to make things more accessible for them. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool. They give you access to the library. I thought the public library was already free. So you giving me a card for access to a free place is kind of blowing my mind. But let's go somewhere else because people think I'm crazy.
No, I know the public library.
Do you have something to say?
You know what I was thinking about though, because the public library is free.
I mean,
But I think like if you don't have a card, right?
the
Like
card-
you gotta
to get
go.
The card is free.
Yeah, so the
No,
idea is that you have to go through a process to get
Yes.
the card, and that process usually holds people back from even going.
Yes, 'cause
So
then
now
you
it's
don't
like,
wanna
if you got a
go.
school ID card, you just run
yeah.
through.
Okay.
And then back in the day, like if you would borrow books against a library card and you didn't bring them back, they could trace it back to the library card.
100%.
Yeah, so and I remember like back in the day going to the library.
So now they're gonna trace it back to your school ID card. Stay safe, kids. Don't
That
borrow
might
no
have been-
books, but if you do borrow books, just return
Bring the
them.
book
Because they can
back.
come to your school now.
I was gonna say, you know how lit it used to be when we used to go use the computers at the library? Because before we had like these really smartphones and all of that, we used to go to the libraries to use the computers.
I'm just,
I
I
definitely-
mean, there gotta be a lot of good kids in Chicago, so I'm not gonna just stereotype them, but I think they're doing more drills than they are spinning the library. But we're gonna, let's go to the next subject.
Alrighty, well.
President Trump has ordered for the U.S. Forest Service to be dismantled. All regional offices are set to close as a part of an overhaul launched by the Trump administration. The agency's headquarters is set to relocate from Washington, D.C. to Utah, while consolidating 57 research facilities to a single site in Colorado. The U.S. Forest Service conducts research regarding the fire safety and more. This cut comes as fire season is set to begin. What a time.
Didn't we
Our
learn?
president has, like, I'm talking about
Yo, he moved
Impeccable
them to
timing?
Impeccable
He moved them
timing.
to Utah.
everything is just like,
There's
boom.
no resources in
Bomb
Utah.
there.
It was in the
Boom.
middle of Washington, D.C. for a reason.
What are you doing,
Because
bro?
then,
Does he need somebody in his cabinet?
he
Do you need help?
needs money.
he needs medicine in his cabinet.
He okay.
I think, he needs
I-
help, bro.
But you know
Like,
what? It comes amid fire season. So to your point about his timing, but I feel like we just went through this. There were just cuts in resources for the airports, and we saw how many aviation disasters. This was literally months ago,
Nah,
right?
I can't say that. But can I say something?
Yeah.
Because I just talked about airports, so I had to travel this weekend, and I have not traveled in a minute because I've been like stuck in this building. Y'all see what I've been doing. And I was just nervous, like, yo, when I get to this airport, I do not feel like dealing with the type of lines that they've been showing on the news. There wasn't not one line.
It got better, they said.
I think they scared everybody from the airport. There was nobody in the airport, going and coming.
that's not.
They said ICE is still there.
I'm not surprised at all.
ISIS is still there, what you said?
ICE is there.
ICE is still in there working, like, the
ICE.
ICE where you do ICE engines.
ISIS is still
Don't let
ISIS
Kalani see him.
ISIS is still,
ICE is still there.
that's what I said.
Okay, no, because ISIS is a thing.
I thought ICE is still there, is what I said. Right?
Stop, Jim.
All right, my bad. My bad.
Okay, well, if you need a new computer, we suggest you buy it now, as computers and electronics are rising in price. Tech experts are reporting a shortage of GPU that started in 2025 due to cryptocurrency mining, and now with the conflict in the Middle East, we are seeing CPU shortages and pricing for memory and storage chips increasing. Jim read the newspaper headlines, and a lot of them were focusing on the Strait of Hormuz, and that's because it's about more than gas and oil. That strait brings technology to
Yeah.
so many different
They have the
countries.
most underlined
Yes, I think it's like
internet
17 or
cables
something. I
that
was
connect
just
the
reading
whole
about it.
world. So if they smash any of those lines, the whole
Yep.
world gets disconnected like they pulled the plug out the wall.
Yeah. It will cause massive blackouts. It will cause Stone Age type communication.
Yes.
So it's really, really deep, and our president keeps threatening to do whatever,
Pull the plug.
pull the bombs and do things over there, and it's a really sensitive topic. And this is how it's trickling down into literally everyday life, from gas prices to being able to buy computers and chips. So.
I mean,
Yeah, I feel like it shows how fragile it all is.
I feel like he's attempting to gain control of the main resources in the world. Like as you see, he did with the oil in Venezuela. And,
With the president.
You know what I mean? Like it just, I don't like to talk about politics, but whatever his strategy is, I hope he protects his country, man. That's
Yeah,
it, man.
it's about control. He wants control of it. And when they're not playing his game, he's throwing tantrums on Twitter or his news base that he tweets stuff from. But anyway, so that was that. Up next on IFC, we check in with Courtney Tate about a few things going on in the world of sports.
Thank you, Shamika. We've officially hit the best time of the year in the NBA. The regular season is complete and the playoff picture is set. And now it's time to see who we are going to crown the best in the world, this year's NBA champion. Now let's start in the East. The Detroit Pistons lock in as the 1 seed, dominant all season, top tier on both ends. But the question is whether that can translate under playoff pressure. Right behind them, Boston Celtics come in at number 2, and they might be the most complete team in the conference, and a big reason why Jason Tatum is back. So after suffering a season-ending Achilles injury, a lot of people didn't even know where Boston would land at all this year. And now he's not just back, he's elevated this team at the perfect time. And what also makes this group so dangerous, it's not just experience, it's how well this new roster has been put together. They've got new pieces, new energies, and guys that are still building chemistry. And it's working. Now, also keep your eyes on this Knicks versus Hawks matchup. That's grit versus pace, defense versus scoring. That series could get physical and emotional real fast. Cleveland versus Toronto, also one of the low-key underrated matchups in the East this season. Toronto's got length, versatility, and they've got nothing to lose. Don't overlook the play-in as well, you guys. Philly, Orlando, Miami. That's experience and urgency. And if I'm a top seed, I really don't want to see Miami. I just don't. Now, out to the west, this is where things get real difficult, real, and real competitive. The Oklahoma City Thunder, they sit at the top of the best net rating in the league. They're young, disciplined, they don't make mistakes, and they're not just a good story anymore. Right behind them, the San Antonio Spurs at number 2, and yes, you can say it, the Spurs are back. Between OKC and San Antonio, these are two teams that honestly nobody wants to see in 7-game series. They defend, they execute, and they don't beat themselves. But let's talk matchups here. Lakers versus Rockets. As a new Houston resident here, I've been waiting on this. Houston's young, they're athletic, they're also led by the experience and the superstar Kevin Durant. Lakers bring experience, star power, playoff DNA. That's youth versus legacy, and that might be the most exciting first round series. Then you have the Nuggets and the Timberwolves, strength versus strength. Denver brings structure and poise. Minnesota brings size and physicality. That one can turn into a straight up battle. And don't sleep on the West play-in either. Suns, Clippers, Warriors. That's dangerous experience that could shake everything up. But let's transition a bit. So while the NBA is gearing up for the playoffs, the WNBA is having a major moment right now because draft season is here and this class is stepping into a completely different league financially. With the new CBA, we're seeing some of the league salaries jump in league, some of the biggest league salary jump in history. Players like Aaliyah Boston, who is up over $570,000. Caitlin Clark, over $500,000. Angel Reese jumping in around $350,000. And these rookies, they're coming into a league where the money is finally starting to match the impact. So let's keep your eyes on names like AZ Fudd, one of the best shooters in the league. Lauren Betts, dominant in the paint, coming off that championship run. Olivia Miles, a high elite playmaker, high IQ, and internationally, Awa Pham, who's a rising star who could shape up the top of the draft. So this class is not only deep, it's competitive, and it's global. But what makes making this moment even more special, that this shouldn't just happen. You have players like Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, Brianna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu. They showed up, they sold out arenas, they moved culture, they stood on business, and now the league is finally catching up to their value. So yeah, the playoffs are here, the matchups are set, and on the women's side, a new era is already here. That's what growth looks like, that's what impact looks like, and that's what happens when athletes know their worth and never settle. That's it for sports. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Courtney, for that update in the world of sports. We'll be looking forward to the WNBA draft this evening. And now our feel-good story of the day. The city of Chicago just got its first and only Black-owned Chick-fil-A. Kareem Edwards has opened the franchise location on the south side of the city. Edwards built his career in corporate America while simultaneously working inside Chick-fil-A to learn the business from the inside out. He's already given back to the community, donating $50,000 to Just Roots Chicago, supporting community farms, expanding access to fresh food across the city, and nutrition education. I love that. I love to see it. I know he's probably living his dream of being able to help himself to a point where he can help others. And
I love that, yeah.
I love that he got the first Black-owned franchise in that city where he clearly has been for a while, you know, just building up himself. And it's good to see, you know, him giving back.
Yeah.
Because they definitely need that love out there in Chicago.
This is the second Chicago story
of the episode.
On the episode, and Chicago is doing a lot to uplift its community. So shout out to Chicago, right?
Shout out Chicago.
Up next, we have your favorite weatherman, Jim Jones, to let us know what's going on with the weather this week.
Yes, that's my happy foot. What's up, y'all? Did you miss me like I missed y'all? I hope you had an incredible weekend, because I did. I'm a bit tired, but we'll get into that a little bit later. This is the Drip Report. I'll show you how to get dressed for the weather. And when it comes to the weather, you know I got you covered like salt around the rim of your glass if you having a martini, shaken, not stirred. Now, before we get into the weather, let's get into some drip from the bottom. Boom. Good pair of black cats. Falls, if you know anything about that. Kept it light today. Had a long weekend. All black sweatsuit. Asa Ali. Thank you for the sweatsuit. Diplomats on the headgear. VO frames. Maz is always busting, of course, you know. Now, let's get into this beautiful week that's ahead of us. If you are in New York City, baby, it is lit. We're gonna be in the 80s all week, you heard? Going all the way up towards the 90s. Talk about that, you heard? 88, not the year 88, the weather's 88. Baby girl, get a bikini. Wrestling suits is in the, they might come out naked this year. I'm scared. Every year this progresses. Last year was wrestling suits with the slits in them. Who knows, they just might come out with bikinis this year. Thursday, 86, Friday, 77, everything dropped down to about the mid-60s. So this week looked like the week you need to get as fresh as can be. Get your hair did, get your wig did. Don't be coming outside with no old sneakers, new pair of ears. Let the Timbs rest a little bit. Air them feet out, my brother. Baby girl, nice sandals. Start prepping for them sundresses. Is that type of week. Now, let's see what's going on in other areas, climates, and terrains. As we take it to Detroit, Michigan, the Midwest, as I like to say, it's gonna rain on your head. I am so sorry. It's so cold in the D, but it's gonna be rainy. Get you some galoshes, baby girl, plastic bag, cover that wig up, because you know when the precipitation hits the wig, it starts to give off that rug smell. We don't want you out there like that, baby boy. Don't be out there with no ears. Feet start humming because the ears, the leather get wet. This cool out, But I pray for Detroit. You'll be in the 70s, dropping down to the 60s. Not too cold, but it will be a rain on your head. Now, let's go over to the West Coast, San Diego, at the bottom of the map. It's usually kind of hot down there. They're close to like Mexico. They'll be about 70, drop it down to the 50s. Keep it sweaty with you if you in the Dago area, you heard. Shout out to all the homies out there. Got nothing but love for you. You dig? We have come to that time of the show again. I know. I hate to leave you too, but I have things to do like I like to tell you. But before I go, let me tell you the rules. You gotta stay high, gotta stay dry, you gotta stay fly. You gotta get your drip right so you don't slip right. It's the same black time, same black channel. IFC News brought to you by Playmaker. Anything else is uncivilized. I will see you later. Pow.
That's our episode for today, brought to you by Playmaker.
To stay up to date with what's happening around the world and in the culture, like, subscribe, and don't forget to share.
And we will see you back here for another episode of IFC News later. Follow us on social media.
Weatherman with that money, I make it rain on 'em. Weatherman with that paper, I make it rain on 'em. I make it rain on 'em. I make it rain.